You are now listening to TheOX Radio.
J-Dog representing for them Georgia Bulldogs. I'm keeping it live and locked with the Ox. That's the OX, not the AUX. It's a station for the strength, for the people. Here at the Ox, we believe our strength is in our shared vibrations. Hashtag shared vibes. And that's what we're here to do with good music, good vibes, and good conversation. I'm here with my co-hosts T-Bo Nita and John Cavelli. So why don't you go ahead and let the people know something?
Hey, it's your girl Benita, young Nita, keeping the laughs going and always keeping the vibes flowing. You know, we live here at the Ox. Go ahead and holler down the little Janky Belly.
Hey yo, it's John Cavelli, founder and creator of JohnCavelli.com, a hybrid arts platform for local artists, talents, and visionaries in the Athens and Atlanta area. Check out my website, JohnCavelli.com, and follow me on Twitter at Lil John Cavelli. That's at LILJANKIVELLI for live updates and comments during the show.
So that's a little background on who you have hosting the show today. So stay tuned and stay looped and let us be the fruit of your ox.
So what do we actually stand for?
So this is probably a lot of people's first time actually listening to the ox or tuning into what we have going on. So we just want to give you a little background on who we are and why we do what we do. So when you first hear of the ox, you probably think the ox cable, but instead we wanted to name it after the animal, the ox, the oxen. And in agriculture, the ox is used for transport, plowing, hauling, doing a lot of dirty work. The ox is really someone who's there to take the burden for everybody and do the work and sacrifice himself for the betterment of the community. The ox has been known to represent energy, fertility, the ability to cultivate yourself in all aspects of your life. The ox strength and power is so immense that it's been a religious icon through many ancient civilizations. They would even sacrifice the animal to bring strength to the country, the people, and the religion, and even the individual that sacrifices. So it's a lot of things that go behind why we want to be represented by the animal, the ox, and not just the ox cable.
That's cool. That's really cool. It's punny.
Right.
So what can we expect from the Ox, like, in this upcoming semester and year?
So when you tune into the Ox, you're liable to hear anything from music to conversation to discussion on current topics. And really we'll be promoting events, all types of things. But we've made it our mission this year to unify the minority population at the University of Georgia. And not only the University of Georgia, but the surrounding Athens community. So we want to provide our people with a platform to share content that's personable, creative, and uncut. And whether that be music, art, discussion, news, or events, we welcome it all.
Definitely. So we got a lot in store for the Ox. But so what are we talking about today on the Ox?
Well, today, the fall semester has officially begun. New year, new me. Hence why the theme of today's show is Back to School, the Oxford edition. That's a little punny too, if y'all don't catch that. But today, we have UJ21 kicking it bike here in the studio with us. We just want to open up the year by making them feel welcome and get to know their experiences and how they've been so far. We'll also get the chance to, get their perspective as well as give them our perspective and our experiences and some advice and what have you.
And on top of that conversation, we have reps from Georgia Days and B.E.S.T, which is the Black Educational Support Team. So definitely have a good conversation and discussion and tune for y'all. So stay locked, and we are here at the Ox.
You are now listening to TheOX Radio.
Georgia Days and Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated bring to you the Expose and All-White Affair, hosted by yours truly and David Pade on Saturday, September 9th. The Expose will give you a chance to get a small glimpse of some of the incredibly talented students that go to this great university. And we have an amazing lineup, some singing and dancing. UGA Bold will be modeling some local brands as well as a little surprise drop from JohnCavelli.com. It's about to be lit. Also, Chef Lemons will be in the building. He's actually catering. So
Chef Lemons?
Yeah.
Hold up. You throw it down, bro.
No.
Yeah,
Instagram.
Yesterday he had a live with cauliflower, like buffalo cauliflower, and it's like vegetarian friendly, and I'm a vegetarian. I know, like Tati, you're a vegetarian too. Yo, it's lit. No, it was actually great. I'm gonna try
seen
it.
It's not like
we eat our greens around here.
Yeah.
So I'm actually tweeting. I'm about to tweet the link to get the tickets at Lil Jankavelli, LilJankivelli. Earlier this week, I had a little giveaway on my Twitter for a ticket to the expose, and I said I was going to announce the winner on TheOX tonight. So drum roll, please. The winner is Spotty Adi Dopali. So your Twitter is at Mary Ellis. So that's MareeEllis. Just, shoot me a DM and I got you, girl.
Check the DM.
You're also, for those who, entered and didn't win tickets, and for those who are interested in winning more tickets, I am giving away one more ticket during this next music block. Just call me at 762-499-0579. That's 762-499-0579. Call me. The first person to call me during the music block will get a ticket to the expose, again, hosted by yours truly on Saturday, September 9th. That's next Saturday.
And do not call that number yet. We will let you know when to call that number.
Not yet.
We'll also tweet it out. So if you call now, you're not going to win nothing.
No
but, but still be looking forward to that. And just from here, what we have for you, just more general news. So I would say the biggest thing going on right now in America, I would say, is the hurricane that hit Texas recently.
Yeah,
that was way more devastating than anybody probably could have ever imagined.
One of the cities actually just lost all clean water and fresh water because of chemical plants that exploded, and it thus affected the water. I was reading it earlier today in class, and I didn't know it was that big. Effect on the people.
It's crazy because I was literally just there 3 weeks ago, and it was hot. It was hot in the rain for a couple seconds, but then it stopped. So you would have never guessed it was gonna be how it is now.
Yeah, I got a lot of family out there. Actually, one of my cousins, he's around my age. I saw his Snapchat, and he was like, "Man, wow, I thought they were lying." He said, "Now I'm outside in front of my driveway. I got water up to my waist." And I think what's really unbelievable about it is how it just came out of nowhere.
It happened early Thursday, this morning, right? Or did it happen?
Oh no, it happened a couple of days ago.
A couple
of days ago. But yeah, the way it happened was apparently I was talking to this guy actually yesterday, and he's really into the weather. He's a young kid, but he's in contact with the head of the weather department at UGA.
Wow.
And it's been a passion for him his whole life. But he was telling me that the storm was on course to go to Mexico, and then all of a sudden, almost overnight, it just changed directions and started going towards the States. And he said one of the reasons why that people didn't really realize it like that is because a lot of people were distracted by the eclipse. I don't know if that had something to do with the weather, but he said it definitely had something to do with everybody paying attention to what was actually going on with the weather.
That makes sense. And I know the force from the moon is very strong, so that could have also been an effect or result of that.
Yeah, and then one of the other things I was thinking about, I had family that moved from actually New Orleans to Houston because of Katrina. And I was like, wow, it's just really devastating that a lot of people left New Orleans, going somewhere else, and now it's another hurricane just back to back like that. So my prayers go out to everybody in Houston, everybody that's struggling.
Prayers going out. Definitely. Now they're gonna come over here, right?
To Atlanta, they always come here. We're welcoming.
Always.
We're welcoming. And somebody, I actually have a friend there, and she was just saying it was really destructive, but one of the beautiful things that came out of it was just seeing everybody working together and just helping everybody.
Definitely.
So you always take a positive out of negative.
Always. And what else we got going on? Wasn't on the VMAs not too long ago?
Yeah, this was a couple days ago, right?
Did you guys watch it?
I couldn't. Something else was going on. Was it the fight?
Game of Thrones?
Or was it the fight the same night as the VMAs?
Possibly.
Yeah, I think it was. I was watching the fight.
I was definitely watching the fight.
Yeah, I was watching the fight. But,
I was watching Conor McGregor get torn up.
Okay, he was there at the beginning, the first couple rounds. He was sticking it. But, Floyd just he was too much.
I was definitely the part of money team, you know, but
Yeah.
I don't know if Floyd could last in the octagon. I really don't think so.
Oh,
I
no,
think he
not
has
with
the
Conor.
endurance and
I
the
don't
stamina
think so.
for it. But you saw like during the fight, if you watch closely, like Conor was like, it looked like he was fixing to pick him up. And
Yeah.
remember, he was in a
Yeah.
box.
In a boxing ring.
Yeah. But it was a good fight though.
That's not Conor's arena. You know?
It is not. And we got some what new
Bruh,
music?
new music. Oh my gosh. So
I heard about that Cozy Tapes.
Cozy Tapes goes stupid. A$AP Ferg goes stupid. Over the summer, my favorite albums was actually Flower Boy by Tyler, the creator. And obviously SZA. SZA actually tweeted me yesterday, guys. I'm super excited about that because she replied to my tweet. I'm famous. Just kidding, I'm not. But we're actually BFFs, but you know, whatever. Yeah, Daniel Caesar dropped his album too.
Really?
Yeah.
I love the song Blessed. The song
Yes.
Blessed. I love that one right there.
Yeah, but Get You's a classic now.
Oh yeah.
Uzi dropped his tape too.
What you guys think of that?
I liked it.
I'm not a big Uzi fan, but he had a couple songs on there that had me.
Yeah, the
definitely
production was
Yeah.
A1.
Same. I'm not like a big Uzi fan, but like something about EXO Tour Life made me like, okay, pay more attention to him. So I definitely need to check out that album.
And XXX, I actually love the album. I played it all day today
Yeah,
for
I saw
some reason.
you tweet when it came out that it was
I
good.
did.
And you got a lot of negative commentary.
People were tripping. Like, it's actually pretty good. It's like he talks like about how in one of the tracks he's like, well, I don't really care about your money. I care about your acceptance, and I care about, you know, the fact that like you appreciate what I do, basically. And it was like, I hope this album helps you like get out of your depression. And it's, you know, it's actually a good thing. You know, he dropped that video on Instagram of like him hanging himself or something like that. But I think it was just like a marketing tactic. I don't think it was anything serious like that. But people were like, oh my god, XXX hung himself. But I'm like, how does he post it when it's on live? Or not on live.
People
Just like post it on
that.
Twitter. Yeah, Instagram, yeah.
So what type of music do you listen to, Junkie Valley? Like,
Girl, listen to everything. I love Stir Kurt. He had like one of my favorite mixtapes. That's my boy. I loved well, you know, Frank dropped his track. I like everything, honestly. I have like, you know, playlists and stuff that I post on my Twitter, so check them out.
Yeah. Like I listen to like everybody, I think too. Like I'm very 90s oriented, but I still like any modern stuff, even R&B, like send me way back and take me down. I got you clear.
And you gotta add Tatiana on Snapchat. She does the trap song of the day.
Oh yeah, add me on Snapchat. I am _TATY. Y'all gonna be laughing.
All right. And on that note, we're about to go into our next music break. So you guys stay tuned and enjoy.
You are now listening to TheOX Radio.
Okay, so we are back with the Ox. That song right there, that song set right there was for the woman. It was we just want to let y'all know that we're all inclusive and we got all different types of vibes for y'all. I even had my mom and my aunt, shout out to them, text me, did you play Lauryn Hill for me? And she was like, oh, okay, Erykah Badu, I see what you're doing. So I appreciate those comments. And the women are putting out great R&B, and I feel like we need, you know, men to step up in that area, but we also need women to step up in this hip-hop game. Like, I mean, we got Cardi B, we got Nicki, we got, you know, but we need some real artists. So, you know, people like No Name, you know, more women like that, you know, NAO, yeah. So they're really coming in the hip-hop game, so we're looking out for that. But we're about to get into the giveaway. Actually, we had a caller.
We have a winner. All right, hold on. Let me answer. Hello. Hey, who is this? Hey, Imani, congrats! You just won a ticket to the expose. Are you serious? Are you lucky?
Yes.
You lucky one.
It was for Pajama Jam. That's what it was for. Yeah.
All right, so I guess
shout out to the Alphas.
You are number one fan. Shout out to the Alphas for sure. Well, congrats. I will get with you on that ticket. Imani, say bye to the Ox Radio.
Yes, Yes, thank you so much. I love the Ox.
Bye, girl.
She thought to have her do something at the expose.
For sure, because you know
Amazing.
I'm hosting. Just kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding, but I'm kidding.
But so we have Georgia Days in the building, and who are we here with today?
What's up, everybody? My name is Abraham Berry.
Abraham Berry. Okay. And what position do you serve with Georgia Days?
I'm the co-recruitment chair.
Co-recruitment.
What year are you?
Third year, biological science major, minor in public health.
Nice.
Yes.
We Gwinnett gang up in
Right,
here.
gang.
Gang.
Chico.
Let them know.
Represent.
All right, so like, tell us more about Georgia Days. Like, what is y'all like mission and purpose? You know, we all see you guys working with freshmen and even high school seniors, but people may not know exactly what y'all do.
Right. So Georgia Days is a minority recruitment organization out of the Office of Institutional Diversity. And like our basic concept is to encourage historically underrepresented students to enroll at the University of Georgia after they're accepted.
Okay, all right. So what year were y'all started?
And fall 2004 by 3 students. It just started off as a simple idea, but these students, they were persistent and they went through with it, and they actually held the visitation program by themselves without the help of anybody or any faculty.
Wow.
And then when the faculty actually saw like the success of the program, that's when they decided to endorse it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's what you have to do. You just gotta keep going at it when no one else sees the vision.
Definitely.
You know, and so I know there are a lot of misconceptions with Georgia Days. You know, especially with us upperclassmen, people think it's solely for like high school seniors and freshmen. So, what can you clear up some of that?
There's a couple of misconceptions when it comes to Georgia Days. For instance, like you said, upperclassmen, like they usually do it when they're freshmen and have a good time, but after that they think there's no place for them in the organization. But truly, like there's so many things that you can do to help out. Even with the weekend, you can still have a host if you live on campus. If you don't live on campus, you can still drive the buses. And even if you're not a host, you can come out to all of our events and you can like introduce yourself to the different students and like form a connection with them.
Definitely, I've been out to some of the events where they or after the event I go to Rooker Fireside and y'all have a DJ and food and music and just a good time.
That's always loud. Yeah.
Exactly, always. So like, what are y'all big events, your marquee events or up and coming events? What y'all got going on at Days?
So like our marquee events is the Georgia Days weekend, which we do it for 2 weekends in the spring semester.
You do like an early enrollment then a regular.
Yeah, right. Early and then regular, and then so we have a good turnout for both of them. Like it's such a great program. But like we invite the students, they come on campus, and like we introduce them to all of campus life. We show them Greek life. We show them different faculty. The different dorms, the different dining halls.
And they go to classes.
Yeah, classes and everything. So like they really get a feel for the campus, just so they can feel comfortable and actually want to enroll in this university.
So do you guys still plan around face-off for the Georgia Days weekend?
When it comes, we always try to do like some big event like within the Georgia Days weekend just to show the students. Like last year we took them to African night. So
show like Alpha, wasn't it?
Yes,
that's always a good show.
Yeah, we really take care of them. Like they saw Stroll Like an Alpha and all that good stuff. So we try to take care of them, but we're still working on which event we're gonna try to take them to this year. But like I know we always have ASU. That's always an option. Face Off is coming back, so we have a couple different options.
Sounds real convincing to me.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah. So you've been with Georgia Day since you were a freshman.
Since I was a freshman.
And you're a third year now.
Yes, ma'am.
So like, tell me one of your like most memorable moments with Georgia Days, whether it be when you were in this position or when you were still not even accepted into the University of Georgia.
Gotcha. I mean, truly, like, this organization is, like, really dear to my heart, honestly. Like, I've literally grown through this organization, and I've, like, worked, like, so many facades of the organization. I started off as a student in high school, coming here during my senior year, and to visit the school. And I know I have, like, so many misconceptions about UGA and what it was. And then, like, when I came through Georgia Days, they gave me the first opportunity to see the university and get some of that stuff cleared out. So while I was here, like I even met my roommate that I'm best friends with now through this organization. And I just help out wherever I can. But like literally that weekend is what changed like my these 4 years because I don't think I would have been here if it wasn't for the organization.
So that shows how impactful like Georgia Days is. I remember I didn't even know about Georgia Days as a high school senior. I don't know how I didn't hear about it, but
me neither.
I had a chance though to come to campus. I think I came the same weekend as the Georgia Days weekend because
Gotcha.
I had a friend who was already here as a student. She told me to come that weekend, and we went to Juice Jam when I was still a senior. And like I was still able to see all like the freshmen y'all had. That the program was able to reach to them like from different counties and whatnot. So like, what counties have y'all reached so far?
Honestly, we reach out to as many people as we can. Like once you're accepted and like you click that box for minority, like we automatically send you out that email because we want to get as much people as we can. We do have a cap for every single weekend, but we want to give every student the opportunity to be able to come. So as far as Georgia, we reach out to almost every county. I know there's a lot of people from Gwinnett, Fulton, DeKalb, and things of that nature. And previously, we've had people from different states, such as Virginia.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool. And I know Georgia Days does a really good job by like introducing you to all the other minority students. Because for me, for sure, like I grew up in a predominantly Black community my whole life, like elementary school to like high school. So when I came to UGA, it was definitely a culture shock, and I didn't realize like how big of a shock it was going to be. But thankfully, you know, we had the Bugga 19 chat, so everyone like pretty much knew each other, and it was a good transition for me. But for people who don't have the chat, you know, it's good to have that organization to rely on to go to.
Definitely. I know a lot of people come in here and they're like that's the thing about UGA, like you have this picture in your mind of what it is, and then Georgia Days allows you to come in and show you like there's so much more than just that, just a certain group, a certain organization. Like UGA allows you like to be diverse, and Georgia Days is the means to get you here, show you.
For sure.
Definitely. So how many? What's your cap for the weekend? You talked about a cap.
I think it's 80.
80?
Around 60 to 80. I don't have the exact number, but somewhere around that 80.
Are y'all looking on expanding that number in years to come?
I mean, the organization is constantly growing, so definitely looking into it. But we're gonna see.
So, have you ever been a host before for Georgia Days?
Yes, definitely. Last year, I was actually I applied to be on the executive board. So the cool thing about Georgia Days is once you become a part of the executive board, you don't wait till the following year. You start filling that position like during the spring semester. Okay. So that weekend was really hectic. Honestly, like it was balancing transitioning into my new position while having a student too.
And you just crossed, right? Last year.
And then we had pajama jam, or we were doing a tailgate, so like it was a lot, but I got through it. And my student, shout out to Tariq, he's actually here, and he loves it so far. And we stay in contact all the time. So
that's good.
Still close.
I went to Georgia Days, and I've been a host for Georgia Days. I did when I was a host, I did the early and the late weekend.
Oh yeah.
So I've really seen the impact that Georgia Days has on people, even though it was years ago. But I came here, and Georgia Days was really coming here and experiencing the campus was really the reason why I came to attend the University of Georgia. It showed me that it was more than just white people, and I was people that looked like me. And even just coming through that weekend, and then looking back years later and looking at the picture and be like, oh look, that's Tracy, that's it, and you didn't even know those people back then. So it was a really cool experience. I can attest to.
Definitely.
Well, thank you for being here with us, Eve, and thank you for sharing the information. And when are applications open? Are they opening soon for mentor positions or just exec positions?
So we actually had our first general body meeting yesterday. The topic and the theme was introducing everybody to the UGA. So we were just showing them different things on campus that they might not know about, and like hidden gems of UGA, such as like 3D printing and things of that nature. But so far we have events coming up that you can definitely be a part of. As far as for the weekend, we set up like a point system. So about like coming out to different Georgia Days events, you increase your points, and then that helps you like in becoming a mentor. So we look into like really the hosting in the second semester, but we have plenty of events for you to come out during first.
Okay, you guys. Well, thank you for coming out here and being in the interview with us.
Thank you.
Oh, actually, we have one more thing to talk about. You guys are throwing an expose next Saturday, right?
Yes.
Give us a little information about that.
So we have the expose coming up September 9th. It's hosted by Georgia Days and the Zeta Pi chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. So like a lot of people that ask, what is the expose? What am I supposed to wear? Basically, it's a social networking event meant to bridge the gap between upperclassmen and underclassmen through the means of like a familiar means like music and art. So we're gonna have like live performances, different artists displaying their artwork. And like the cool part about it is like you're gonna be seeing people that you see walk this campus every day or in your class.
So now you get to meet
right
them.
on a higher platform.
Right.
That's the thing. Like, and they're gonna be doing things that they love to do, like such as Lola Day singing, dancing her heart out, or Phoenicia doing makeup on stage, or Clarissa doing someone's hair. And in addition to that, we have UG alumni coming back to display their work in their organizations, such as Kenneth Duncan. And like you said earlier, everybody loved Jeremiah Lemons at the block party. I know his food be busting, so we're bringing him back. He's gonna be catering the event. So pre-sale is $7 right now, and it's $10 at the door. Doors open at 5:45, September 9th. Mark your calendars and get your tickets.
Get your tickets. You're actually going to have one more chance to win a ticket to the expose later on, so stay tuned.
All right, you guys heard that. It's an event you don't want to miss.
Do not want to miss.
So we're about to go into a music break, and once again, thank you for being on our show and blessing us with your presence.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. So we're going to play this song, and then next we'll have some of the freshmen in the fresh meat of the show. You know what I'm saying? You got the puns going crazy, but here we go.
Crazy.
You are now listening to TheOX Radio.
Okay, you guys are back with TheOX Radio. Here we have the main segment of our show called Fresh Meat, where you guys get a chance to meet UJ21. More than just, a regular conversation. We're going to kind of go in depth a little bit. But right now, we're just going to get some basic introductions going. Welcome, you guys. So we're just going to go around the room one by one, and I want you guys to answer these questions. So, your name, your major, where you're from, your high school, your zodiac sign, and if those characteristics apply to you, and then your favorite artist. So, whoever wants to start can really take the lead.
I guess we're going to start
Pressure.
with me.
Go ahead. What's up?
All right, my name is Adrian Thomas Jr.
Nice to meet you.
What's the second question?
Your name, your major.
Okay, major business management.
Okay, so where are you from?
Macon, Georgia.
Macon, Georgia. And what high school?
Twiggs County High School.
Okay. And then your zodiac sign?
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. That's a fire sign. And does it apply to you?
Yeah, most of the time it does.
Yeah, why?
Because I'm kind of, I say I'm generous most of the time, but, I can get kind of iffy sometimes. Folks get on the wrong side.
Everybody get iffy
sometimes.
sometimes.
I'm doing a little dirty, I ain't going to.
He be on watch.
Yeah.
And then your favorite artist?
21 Savage.
21 Savage, okay.
That fits you.
like 21 Savage.
All
What's
right.
up, man? Nice meeting you. All right, go ahead.
Hey guys, my name is Nessa Alba Okumbola, and my major is psychology. I was originally born in New York, but I kind of grew up in Gwinnett County.
Hey,
over
G
there,
Code, gang gang.
I'm from New York
Okay,
too.
okay.
What part are you from?
Long Island.
Long
so
Island, same here.
around there.
Okay.
I went to the Gwinnett School of Mathematics, Science, and Technology, so charter high school.
Oh yeah, I couldn't do
I went to high school too.
that.
Yeah, I had to apply to get in and stuff. It was
Yeah, Josh.
Too much.
my zodiac sign is I'm a Pisces, and I feel like that applies to me because I'm very chill, and they're known for being very chill.
Mm-hmm.
And favorite artist is SZA.
SZA.
Like I love her whole album. Like I don't skip a song. So.
Do you know
How
she
did you
tweeted
think?
me yesterday?
Oh,
She about to say.
I had to bring it up.
What happened?
So she basically was on her Twitter, and she posted this picture of her with this breath mask thingy, and the mask you cover your mouth with. She's like, people are like coughing on the bus, and you still have like dates left. So I was like, hell yeah, you better put it on, cause I'm not gonna play with you. And she was like, I'm not
you
gonna
got
play with me
tickets.
either. Yeah, I got tickets. I'm seeing her. I'm excited. But yeah,
What's up? Nice to meet you.
All right.
Hi, my name is Amira Fry. I'm from Smyrna, Georgia. I went to Campbell High School. My major is MIS, hopefully minor in fashion merchandising. And I'm an Aquarius.
Okay.
I'm very creative and I'm very friendly.
And then your favorite artist?
Oh, my favorite artist right now is her.
Her?
Okay, yeah.
I love her.
My name is Joshua Patton. I'm from Decatur, Georgia.
JP.
My major is biological sciences, and I went to North Springs Charter High School.
Shout out to
Springs.
the Spartans. We went to the same high school. You know, we repping it here.
Yeah. My zodiac sign is Gemini. I mean, it kind of does apply to me. I do have two different personalities. So,
what are they? Oh, that's too deep.
Too deep for the radio.
It varies.
Okay. And then your favorite artist?
Travis Scott.
Travis Scott. That's a good one.
You better say Travis Scott.
All right, y'all. So that was a basic introduction. We're gonna go into some more music for you guys, but they will be back. So that was just the beginning of it. But you got the tune. Go ahead.
You are now listening to TheOX Radio.
That last song, Element by Kendrick Lamar. One, I never heard the clean version before.
Yeah, I never heard the clean version either.
I think he made that work for him.
We were still hype in the studio, though.
Yeah. We don't know if y'all was hype, but we was turned up. But like we were doing before, we're back with the freshmen, so we want to get a little more in depth with you guys. So we got some more questions, and let's start on the other end of the time. We'll start with you, Joshua. Why did you choose UGA over any other school?
Well, the three schools I was deciding between was Georgia, Clemson, and Georgia Tech. So I applied to Clemson. They didn't give me a lot of money, so they were already out of the picture.
Yeah.
So I was also considering Tech, but I didn't think Tech would be a good fit for me. While I was still considering Georgia or Georgia Tech, I went to Georgia Days. I spent the weekend here, and I really loved it, so that's what made me come to UGA.
Okay, why was Tech not for you? Was it the girl to guy ratio?
No, I think it just may have been too challenging. They weren't really that strong in biology, so I decided to come here.
Definitely, I understand that because I had the same choice, and it was like they're more engineering, and with biology, you pre-med. My GPA matters, Tech is not really for all that, so I understand.
Smart kid.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay, so I chose UGA first because on my dad's side, everybody went to HBCU, and I kind of wanted to change that. And then UGA was a good fit for me personally as a person because even though I went to a school, my dad's side of family, so I've been around our type of people, but at school, at my school we had the IB program, which I wasn't a part of, but I also felt like I could still get into UGA. And to this day, people are like, were you in the IB program? I was not in the IB program, and I'm here today.
Retweet.
UGA was a good place for me and a great business school, so that's why I chose it.
For sure. High five. Same.
For me, to be honest, UGA wasn't my first choice, but it was just something here. When I came to visit, I was kind of like, you know what? I could be here. I could live here. Because basically, this is kind of supposed to be your home away from home.
Yeah.
So it's not too far from my family, and it's the right place for me to be right now. So.
Okay, what was your first choice?
Stanford.
Ooh, glad you came here though.
Yeah.
And you're right about not being too far from home. I get to go home on the weekends. I go to Temple every Sunday, and it's in Lilburn. So I just go an hour every Sunday, and it's not it's doable. It's not that bad.
Right.
And then you get away from your parents a little bit too, right?
That's true.
Yeah. So they're far, but far enough.
All right. Well, for me as well, UGA wasn't my first choice. My counselor actually made me apply because I said I was going to go to UGA. And then a guy by the name of Arthur Tripp, a program called Road Dogs, they came to my school and visited me, and they basically kind of bombarded me saying, oh, you're going to come to UGA, or if you don't come, we're going to catch you and you come to UGA. But they gave me so many things, told me about how good it's here and how we have our kind of people here. Like she said, black people. I really didn't think it was that many there. That's the reason I didn't want to go. And then when I came to make my visit, I told everybody my first one was going to be Georgia State. And everybody gave me this stank face. Georgia State, no. Why would you go? No, made up a state. So that's why I came.
Yeah, that's what's up. And are any of y'all at ECV? Were y'all lucky enough? Any of y'all to stay at ECV?
No.
I don't know.
So where do you stay, Adrian? Or and what is it like to have a roommate?
I stay in Brumby.
Man.
Brumby gang.
Brumby gang. I'm over with
Hey, I don't know if you guys knew this, but Brumby used to be an all-female group.
Right.
You know that? Okay. The legend lives on.
Yeah.
I was in Russell, but Russell's like RIP right now.
No, they don't get like, because Brooklyn, I feel like we get the worst of all the high rises. Like, we got the hill, then we got the old building, so it comes with like broken AC, broken heat. Like, I remember when we came back from winter break, they still had, spring break, they still had heat blasting from the winter.
I mean, not as bad as Crystal Crystal.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm at Crestwell, okay? It's not crusty, I promise. It's actually not that bad. Like,
yeah, y'all
my
can show y'all
experience.
AC.
Yeah.
It's not that
You have
bad.
a disability room, so you have an advantage.
Yeah, but it's still nice, okay? We're good. We're good at Crestwell. So.
So, explain your roommate situation though.
Oh,
How's that?
Well, I live in a lounge room, like supplemental housing, so I have one extra roommate. It's 3 of us.
In one room?
Yeah, in one room. But it's not a small, like a shoebox like everybody else room. Like,
Okay.
we got like a big lounge.
Oh, is it like the study room?
Yeah, we have a study
room.
That's
Okay.
way different.
Yeah, so we
wow.
had that, and then it's me and then 2 Caucasians, but about them, they're real cool. Like, I really love my roommates. Like,
Yeah.
first week, you wash my clothes for me. I was like, oh my God. I love y'all, man. Like, we be in there talking, cracking on each other till 3 and 4 in the morning. Like, we just have us a good blast, and then already coming up, telling us to shut up.
That's what's up. That's what's
What
up.
about the rest of y'all? What's like, no say, what's like having a roommate? For you?
Oh, I love my roommate. Like, we were lucky we got like disability dorm, so we have a bathroom in our dorm as well.
Ooh.
And it's like bigger. But just me and Anya, like, we vibe on like a really good level.
That's what's up.
Like, it's just comfortable, and I like being comfortable away from home. So
That's
Yeah, it's like y'all don't have to be too friendly, but it's just that y'all cordial. And
Yeah,
y'all,
yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. What about y'all?
So I live in Hill, which is the low rises, and people don't really talk about the low rises. But
Show them some love. Show them the rest.
There's
Yeah.
bigger rooms. There's a sink in our bathroom. I mean, we have stairs, but whatever. I'm on the 3rd floor. But having a roommate is interesting because I'm not used to like sharing a room with anybody, and I just have a lot of stuff. Period. So having to like make space for somebody else is difficult.
Same.
And then we're similar, and my best friends, we're nothing alike, like at all. So like having somebody in the room that's just like me, it's like, do I really act like that? Like, but it's interesting so far. Sometimes I have to like come home and like, guess what she did today? And I'm like, you do that too sometimes, or just don't worry about it, stuff like that. But it's fun, and I'm learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hill community. I lived in Boggs my freshman year. Hill community does not get enough love. We got big rooms, sinks, and a little more freedom.
And we can control our air.
That's always a good.
That's always a good thing. Go ahead, Josh.
All right, so I live in Brumby.
Brumby gang.
Having a roommate is totally different because at home I was an only child, so it was just me and my mom just living in the house. So having to share a space with somebody, just a tiny room with somebody, is totally different. I mean, my roommate is cool. I met him before we got here. I went down to where he lived. I met him. Our families met each other. We was really cool.
I'll put the effort in.
Yeah,
For real.
I didn't want to be rooming with just anybody.
That's true.
Yeah, he's cool. We relate on a lot of stuff. It's not like we always have to talk. We have our own stuff, so it's not really like we're really sharing stuff that often. So it's pretty cool. I can't complain.
Yeah, I can't even answer that question because, believe it or not, I did not have a roommate, and I did live in Brumby.
Oh, wow.
I came and I saw her name on, like, what's it called, the UJ House thing, website portal. I saw her name, and she just never showed up. And so I'm like, okay, things happen. And so, living in Brumby, I thought I was going to get one because there's a lot of people. I never got one, and I had one for like a week, though. So that wasn't nothing. So I had a whole room to myself my freshman year in Brumby.
You sure you weren't kicking them out, scaring them out?
I didn't even meet the girl. My door was always open. It was the first door in the hall. I remember 232, I think it was. I was repping 2nd floor.
That's 5. So, like, I remember my first week in college, I was living in Russell, and I have, like, 4 other best friends. They all go to state. Well, one of them just transferred to UGA, so that's good. But I remember, like, I had this, like, separation anxiety between my friends. Like, every day I would, like, call them, like, hey, like, tell them what was up every day. But then, like, slowly over time, you kind of get adjusted and you don't do that. So how was, like, your first, few weeks? Did you find, like, your routes, or, like, what was so different, and what did you, like and dislike about your first few weeks here at UGA?
Anyone, y'all can go.
Okay. What was different for me, like, the biggest thing was, like, I have so much time, and there's no one to tell me how to spend my time.
Oh,
if that makes sense. Like, when you're not in class, you can do whatever you want. So for me, it's kind of like, how am I still going to be productive and still have fun? And just make sure that I know what I want to do and what I don't want to do. So that was like the biggest difference for
That's
me.
really, that's, sorry.
No, you go.
That's really hard because, in high school you have the periods. So like from, 7 to 2, you're in classes and you have your periods and your teachers are telling you what to do. Now you're like, you have one class and then you have like 2 classes on another day, or in like you have like 5-hour gap between them. Doesn't matter, You have to force yourself to go to class. You don't even have to go to class. Some classes don't even require you to go. So it's like, how do I prioritize? How do I make sure I keep my grades together and I keep going to class and make sure I get the best of my time here so I do well and get my degree. And I know you say you have a lot of free time, but right now as a junior I feel like I have no time. I feel like there's not enough time in the day for everything I want to do. So I definitely enjoy that, because my freshman year I was grateful for it, but I didn't take it to the best of my advantage.
And actually, I felt the same way you did, but I feel like it's more or less, it's less of you not having too much time. I think it's more about you realizing what to do with that time.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, as I get older, like I have less time. But it's more because I feel like I know what to do with my time now.
Right.
Instead of just chilling, I know, okay, I could be doing this. Like what I do now, or what I could offer you is like after class, just go through your notes again. Just make sure they're organized. So when the test comes, you're not scrambling through
notes,
pages of notes. You got it on a document, and it's just reviewed. So I feel like part of the process is just figuring out what to do with your time and just making yourself be able to do things, because I just like being busy now. It's like a way of life.
Yeah.
But what about the rest of y'all?
Well, I had an internship here over the summer, so learning my way around campus wasn't that hard since I already knew the bus routes and how to get around campus. But a big difference is just like she said, just a lot of freedom. You just have a lot of time. You just have to know what to do at that time. Like you have to know when you should go to hang out with your friends compared to when you should be studying for your next chem test.
It's almost like you need your own little personal mom in your head.
Yeah. Because it's like, it's so easy to get caught up in just the freedom. Oh, come on, if we going in Brumby, we call it the Brumby Lounge. We going down there and then you just down there for 3 hours before you know it, and it's like you got at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
So it's like friends help and like family helps too with that. So have y'all heard about Tate Time?
Yes.
How have y'all went? What do y'all feel about it?
I know y'all be in Tate Time.
Yeah.
I only walked through. I know when I said I was gonna go, I was trying to figure out where classes were, and that was something that was difficult for me, was finding like how to get to my classes. I had an experience, I think the first week, where I ended up having to walk to class, but then like somebody in the chat texts me saying class is canceled. So I'm like, I'll just go back, call financial aid. Do I need to do? Then they say just kidding. And I'm like, well, what do I do now? And then I was like 20 minutes late to class. So just trying to find my way. That was difficult for me. Yeah. And then I want to go to Tate Time, but sometimes somebody told me to go with somebody else.
You don't need to.
But the first time I went, everyone was just looking stank.
If you come,
maybe. Okay, so Tate Time, like your first time going to Tate Time, is pretty intimidating.
It can be, definitely.
I mean, it's not like super intimidating, but like, you see people you've never seen before. People are gonna look at you like, hey, who's this? But I mean, once you introduce yourself, tell them what your name is. If you're friendly, like, it's straight. Like, you just don't go with the problem and it's straight. But no, Tate Time is actually pretty great. You'll meet a lot of people that can relate to you in so many ways, and then you'll see them at other events, like organization events, parties, whatever.
As a freshman, I felt the same way. I was like, well, these people they ain't trying to make no new friends. They got their friends. But as a third year now, it's just more just you come in, you sit, and you like. Sometimes when I go to Tate Time, I don't go to socialize. I go because I have 15 minutes to an hour for my class, and I do work, and you like socialize, and you have a network that you build up on. Like I network sometimes during Tate Time, but it's more just about you being open to the community than like feeling intimidated by it.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, for me, when I was here, it was kind of like a comfort zone. So, I could go to Tate and I know I'm going to see a familiar face, so I know I can sit down and have a conversation with somebody. But one thing I can attest to is that maybe upperclassmen might need to be a little more welcoming.
Right.
But also, don't be afraid to put yourself out there, because talking to the people are normal people just like you guys, and you start a conversation with somebody, you're not gonna get any bad energy back, So
Yeah, like now that I know y'all, I'm definitely gonna say hi to everyone.
of course.
And like when I came here, one thing that was different for me than I expected was, I guess, the academics. Like I took AP classes in high school and whatnot, so I was like, oh yeah, I'm prepared. Like I took AP Chem, so I came in taking Chem, like I got this.
You thought.
I thought, and so just adjusting to like I guess the time each course takes, because in high school you could have a class that required a lot of time and then have 2 or 3 that really the day before the test is the first time you study it. So what is something that was different from what you expected when you came to UGA? Everything the same?
No, I would say the people. I thought I was gonna have like a culture shock or something, but it's actually really not that bad. Like I see Black people a lot, like frequently, more frequently than I thought before I came here. And I know when I was like a junior, I kind of thought to myself like, I don't really want to go there. I'm not gonna fit in. And most of the people, like the white people, are actually nice. Like it's rare that, like you always have some people who just, I guess I don't know if they don't get it or what, or they just are naturally like that. But everybody has been welcoming, and I felt like before that I didn't think that was gonna be it.
Okay.
Well, coming from where I come from, I came from very, very tiny high school. We only had like barely 300 people. So coming to a big school like UGA was I won't say it was overwhelming, but it was just a little bit overwhelming. But I think I got used to it now because every day I see almost the same people, same friends, same people, same places, going bowling. I always see a face there, ready to eat. So it's pretty good for me so far.
And Bug is so like closely like together. Like everybody knows everybody for the most part. So when you're walking to class, you see someone, it's like, hey, what's good? And it feels like the community feels like so much closer. And you see the same people at like I said, like parties or organization events. Like you just get a familiar face and you feel like, more comfortable.
Yeah, speaking of parties, what was like I know we got an alpha in the room, so like, did you guys go to Juice Jam?
Yes. I was in there. Yes.
How was that for you guys? You guys enjoy it?
Yes.
Yes.
Best part I've ever been to, man.
Well, there's gonna be a lot.
You still got more. You still got a lot more. So I mean, if I were you, I'd be excited. If that was already great for you. What was y'all's first Juice Jam like?
I didn't get into Juice Jam my first year. They had it at a spot, I think it's Buffalo's. It's a wing spot. Not Buffalo Wild Wings. It's called Buffalo's. And there were so many people outside Buffalo's, and inside they just had to shut it down. It was just over capacity. Yeah.
My freshman year, Juice Jam was at 40 Watt. Yeah. And this is when we had the Bug 19 group chat. So I don't know if you guys have a group chat, but like when we had it, it's like when it started, like it all started, like a group chat situation. So, we were all really close together, we went together. And it was lit because we were on Twitter that summer, talking about it, like Bug 19's coming through, we lit, we in here. So we saw a lot of people that were already at UGA were like following us. We had a little bit of interaction. So our first Juice Jam, we got to see who we were following, in the dark, like, hey, what's good? Like, what's up? I'm Junkie. They're like, oh, it's me. I saw Maceo. Shout out to Maceo. And all my friends that I know now, like, it was pretty great.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But actually, we're about to go into a song. And then after that, we will have our spotlight on the organization B.E.S.T on campus. So I'm going to let the song ride.
You are now listening to TheOX Radio.
And we bike on the Ox Radio. We got B.E.S.T in the building. Actually, we got my bestie in the building.
Representing B.E.S.T.
Exactly. Black Educational Support Team. Please tell us a little bit about B.E.S.T.
Hey guys, it's Bree Miller. So this year I'm a part of B.E.S.T and I'm being the programming coordinator. So basically B.E.S.T is an organization that we're geared to establishing relationships between freshmen and upperclassmen. So the freshmen are acquainted with all of the pros and cons or everything that you're going to go through at UGA. We're at a PWI, so you kind of are limited on people that relate to you. So we have this organization where we can kind of pair them up with upperclassmen mentors, and they serve as resources for them, provide them with tools. They can serve as academic resources or just, an extra friend to have on campus.
And didn't y'all just have y'all like mentor masquerade?
We did.
How did that go?
It was on Tuesday. It was actually a lot of fun. We had DJ Me Day in the building, and we basically had a reveal where all the mentors came and the mentees had their first like dress up event.
So y'all are matching a mentor with a mentee.
Right. So they come in not knowing like who their mentor, who their mentee is.
Oh, okay.
And so during the event, they kind of had some opportunity. So we had a photo booth so people were able to take pictures, and we had carabas, which is so good.
Busted.
Y'all being good.
Yes, we were. So, and then a little bit later on in the evening, we had the matching thing, and they kind of meet up, and they talk a little bit, figure out what their interests are, and kind of decide like when they want to hang out. It's not a mandatory meetup, but we kind of want to make sure that freshmen are related to somebody that they can come to.
Yep.
So they're usually like assigned to someone who's close in their major or like similar interests, like extrovert.
I actually, got my mentee at the masquerade on Tuesday. Shout out to Kristen. And she's a marketing major too, and like we like instantly clicked. Like we have so much in common, and I'm super excited to like be able to share my experiences with her because I remember how it was for me when I was a freshman, talking to UGA 21 just now, earlier, reminding me a lot about my freshman year. And so, like, I want to make sure she goes through the right, process. She understands, like, what I was going through and to kind of, like, not do, like, the things that I did and do it better and to be successful throughout her 4 years here.
I think it's good that the resource also lets the freshmen, like, learn their own way, but just serves as a guide, not necessarily telling them, hey, do this, do that, but in my opinion, maybe this is a better decision for you, but also choose your own path because then that's how you make your college experience most memorable.
Yeah, and B.E.S.T is an acronym, B.E.S.T, that stands for Black Educational Support Team. And, Black Educational Support Team, that already sounds really impactful. So, like, what is the most impactful thing you've, like, seen or done?
Well, with B.E.S.T, we do a lot of community service projects, and we work together in the community, in Athens community, to get people acquainted, like I said, on campus. It's a really big thing to see so many African Americans, or not, or just people of color come together and be able to promote academic excellence here at UGA. You don't see that a lot, so
yeah, definitely.
It helps a lot with their transition, and also being an upperclassman, you can learn from the freshmen as well. They have so much to provide. So.
Because like I definitely experience like a lot of the times, some semesters I'm the only Black person, or sometimes just the only black female in the room, and so it's like hard to find other people that I can like study with. But like one thing I appreciate this semester is in my biochem class, there's like a group of us Black girls, and we just do our Black girl magic. And we work together and we do our case studies together, and so like just working with them is special. So the impact y'all have on campus must be like monumental, especially like freshmen were saying coming, you're coming to the PWI, and that can be very intimidating when you're like the only Black person present in the room, and just knowing that you may be the only one in this room, but outside around this campus you got people ready and gunning to help for you, like to be here to help for you.
Yeah. I got a quick shout out to my girl Nadia. She actually has a question for you. She asked, is it too late to join B.E.S.T?
So with B.E.S.T, this year we decided to put out the applications a little bit early, but they sometimes do have issues where sometimes mentees don't end up coming to UGA if they're signed up on the listserv, or mentors necessarily don't think they have the time to set aside for a mentee. So you can relate those questions to our email, which is best@uga.edu, and they can, if you sign email them your name and like your year and stuff like that, and we can like see if there's still openings, because we are open to having more mentors because you can't really like have too many. But
and that's best@uga.edu.
Best@uga.edu, and you can go ahead and email them, and we could probably get something set up.
Definitely. So you guys just had the masquerade. So what are your up and coming events?
So with the masquerade, it was a lot of fun, and we want to make sure that we have programs that aren't just geared towards the freshmen and also aren't just geared towards upperclassmen. So we have a lot of exciting events coming up in the near month. I might throw a hint. We might have something related to like a scavenger hunt.
Ooh.
That's not really set in
Hint
stone.
drop.
Okay.
But that'll be pretty fun. So just look out for that and just stay up to date on our Twitter at @best_UGA, and then
Y'all
you can
heard
email
that?
us any questions. Yeah, that's best BEST_UGA on Twitter.
That's what's up. Well, like, thank you for coming and talking with the Ox about
Thanks, I
Best.
had a lot of fun. Another plug, sorry, we just made a Snapchat for Best as well, but it's the same @name as Twitter, so @best_UGA. Just follow us on Snapchat as well. Thanks for having me, though.
No problem, y'all.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
See you at home.
Bye.
All right, another song for y'all. Here we go.
You are now listening to TheOX Radio.
We are back on the TheOX Radio. I am giving away one more ticket to the expose for next Saturday, hosted by me. I'm tweeting out the number right now. It's 762-499-0579. Call me right now while we're talking, and you can get your ticket.
Okay, so once again, we have the freshman back with us, and we also have our guest from Best in the building, and we're getting to our last segment of Fresh Meat, unfortunately. But
we're here with Joshua, Nose, Adrian,
Amira.
Amira. So, okay, I think one of the biggest questions that we talk about in the Buggy community is, how do you feel being a minority on a PWI campus?
To be honest, it really doesn't affect me like how most people think it would. Like, I just be minding my business, walk in class, keep it pushing. I try to make friends. I mean, if you talk to me, I'm gonna talk to you. I'm a real friendly person, but as far as like that, no, it doesn't affect me.
Anybody go ahead.
Well, yeah, just like Adrian said, it doesn't really affect me because I know I have a strong community backing me. Like, it's a strong 7% that's behind me. Despite it just being a small group, I know I can lean back on my friends. They're always gonna be there for me. They know what I've been through. They can relate to me better. So, it doesn't really affect me. So.
For me, it really didn't affect me either, but I just know, like, when I'm in class, it makes me realize that I am, like, an individual, and I need to, like, I like to prove myself, not, like, how do you explain it? I don't want them to expect, like, she's less than or something, so I always speak up in class, because they might think that I'm not going to talk or anything. I try to socialize with everybody, so to just show them that I'm not how they think we are, but it really doesn't affect me at all, and I don't mind being, like, friends with them. I haven't had issues with anybody, just one person, but we'll leave that there. But so far, it's been really cool, and just meeting new people, and you never know who you're going to meet.
And for me, like, I love it, actually, because for me, it's kind of like I'm the one. Like, I like representing, you know what I mean? Representing the Black community, representing, like, a Black female. Like, oh, she's the one answering questions in class? Like, she's the one doing this? Like, that's what I like to do because I don't like being like everyone else. So to come here and, like, represent and to be like, you know what? This is me, this is my identity, and I'm going to show them that I can accomplish anything and everything, so.
Like excellence.
That's actually pretty great. I'm part of NAACP. I'm the webmaster for them. So we had a program at the Alphas last Friday about Charlottesville and everything that's going on there. And and we also had a program yesterday, a general body meeting. And we had a girl who was talking about how she was on the bus one time here at UGA, and I'm glad you all have had great experiences, but there's also times where also people who haven't had as great of experience. And she was talking about how she was on the bus and it was like crowded or something, and this girl didn't give her a seat, so she kind of just like looked at her, and the girl who was Caucasian, she was like, "Be glad you're not in the back this time."
Oh my God.
She did not.
She said that.
Oh, wait.
And
She really said that?
She really said that, yeah. And
she said,
no.
I ain't never met no bold.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So that's just like, she reached out to our NAACP president. She, didn't say much. You can't really react. Like, she didn't react to that situation in the moment, but, it does catch you off guard. And, I'm personally not Black, but, my friends are. My best friends are, and it's heartbreaking to see that, people like this still exist today, especially on your own campus.
Oh, wow. That should be.
That's crazy.
The amount of boldness in that
Yeah.
one story. Like, wow.
So I think Jockey, somebody actually called in for
Oh, who calling
for your
me?
last ticket. So let's go ahead and see who it is.
Hello? Hey, who is this? Sam! My boy, Sam! How you doing? Great, congrats. You just won a ticket to the expose. Thank you. You tune in? You like what you're hearing?
I do. I really appreciate the different sounds you guys have.
Oh, you like Sino?
Hey,
Yeah. We did too. We had a little moment here. All right. Well, hit me up, and I will get you your tickets.
Okay.
Say bye to the Ox.
All right. Y'all have a great day.
Thanks. Okay, that was great. So we're gonna get to the meat of this, and I'm gonna leave this question to y'all. It might be a little more difficult than all the other questions, but I want you guys to envision yourself crossing the stage on Sanford Stadium 4 years from now. How do you see yourself changing within that time, and what do you see yourself accomplishing, and how did you improve? Whoever wants to take the floor, no say. Go ahead.
For me, I see myself changing is that I find my purpose. Because I just want to know that, like, it didn't matter what I did, I at least had some impact here at UGA. It could be a huge impact, a little impact, but, like, I know myself and that I only do great things. So for me to know that, like, in 4 years, like, I know that I spent my 4 years actually, like, doing something that's impactful, that will help people, that would just help me actually help people. So that's one of the things I think I'm going to change in that way, that I'll just appreciate my time here and that appreciate my change.
I like that. The fact that you have that mindset as a freshman, you know, like, wow. Like, not saying that y'all can't, it's just like you're already so focused and determined. Like, that's important. Joshua?
So when I leave UGA, I just want to know that I was known on campus, because I know it's a big school and that you can get lost in all the people in the school. But I really just want to be somebody that people can look up to. I want to be a leader to some of the young black men that come into the school. I want to be a source of advice when they have problems at the school. I want to know that I had a positive impact on somebody's life by the time I leave UGA.
Go ahead, Amir.
The same for me. I just want to leave, like, I want to be like a stepping stone for other kids. And this is the first time I'm saying this, but I'm actually writing a book. And I who knows? I think my boyfriend's the only person that knows. Like, my parents don't even know, so if they're listening. But basically, I just want to be a mentor to other kids or students, and also within, like, everybody that's in my class and more. So right now, I'm trying to take on leadership positions, and, like, I talked to somebody, they're like, you're really mature. I'm just like, I want to stand out. I'm not here. I want to meet people, but I also want to get opportunities. This was an opportunity for me. People are like, how did you get this? It wasn't like I didn't have to sign up for it. Somebody just saw me at Georgia Days and saw me being a leader, and they referred me to Rashad. So it's just little stuff like that. I just want to be a mentor to other people and make sure people know my name when I leave.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, for me, I see myself in 4 years doing a flip across the stage, because I finally made it through 4 years of the UGA, one of the hardest schools in Georgia. Hopefully it'll be 4 years. I don't want to be no super senior, no 5, 6, 7 years.
That's okay, though. Yeah.
The thing is, you get out.
But like Josh said, I want to be, I can say, a stepping stool for the younger men, because where I came from, I know a lot of people looked up to me as being a black valedictorian of my school. So I know a lot of people always told me, like, they looked up to me. And I really didn't know that till people, like, to that valedictorian thing, that's when people start texting me and letting me know, like, Adrian, I really look up to you. Like, so I was very proud of that. So I was like, if everybody's going to be looking up to me, I got to set some type of student form.
That's great. I think you guys just being here and voicing your opinions, I think you guys are already role models for people on the up and coming. So we appreciate that.
And we have great organizations, BMLS, if you haven't heard about that. There's NCNW, there's NAACP. Like I said, we talked about Georgia Days and B.E.S.T. You guys are actually besties.
Yeah.
Sorry, they're not called besties, they're best mentees, but I guess I put that together.
Well, thank all of you guys for coming out. All of you guys taking time out your schedule. Just being a part of this discussion and whatnot.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Definitely. And then our final part of this segment is for all the upperclassmen in the building. And it is, if you could go back in time and talk to your freshman self and re-meet them, what advice would you tell? Like, what advice would you give to yourself?
I actually thought, been thinking about that, lately. I think I would tell myself, you're going to be okay. And to just, trust the process. Because I think that's one thing I do. I worry a lot. I think I'm not a person who, I live in the present and I enjoy the present, but I'm a progressive person. I think of tomorrow, the future, what am I doing today that's going to impact tomorrow? And sometimes that can be overwhelming when things may not be going the way I want them to go. They're not panning out the way I want them to go. So letting my past self know that everything's going to be okay. Just reassuring myself, giving myself the confidence that the school tried to take out of me through the chem department. But, that's what I would tell myself.
All right, what about you, Bree?
I would probably go back and tell myself that to live it up, because once you get out of your freshman self and then you start seeing how you grow and how things change and how your opinions change, you want to cherish that moment. A person once told me that a week, a month, a year from now, you're not going to be worried about the same things that you're worried about today. So just live it up in the moment and just make sure you're making impactful relationships and making memories, because once college is gone, it's gone. So make sure to just, like I said, live it up.
I would say college is a process where you find yourself. You're given this freedom and you're given all this time. Like you said, you feel like you have a lot of time. What are you going to do with that time? So I feel like if I were to talk to myself, 2 years ago, and I would basically just tell myself that it's going to be okay. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. There's going to be highs and lows, and it's going to get bad and it's going to get great. But all that is going to make you into the person you are today. And all that is there to build you into the person you need to be. And, my freshman year, in high school, I was in all these clubs and organizations. I was in band for 8 years. So when I came to college, none of that was there anymore. I had to figure it out again. And honestly, for the past 2 years, I've been struggling to figure out what do I want to do? What exactly is my purpose? But, thankfully, in April, I launched my website, johncavelli.com, and I found out a lot about myself, what I like to do, and that kind of geared me into what I'm doing now. You see me, I'm hosting the expose now. That's what I like doing. I'm here hosting TheOX Radio. This is what I love doing. My website is dedicated to my friends who make music, photography, brands, clothing, graphic design. That's what I love to do, and I love to support my friends. So, it's going to be a process. It's all a journey. It's all about the journey, not the destination. My band director always told me that, and that's been the one thing that's always, been repeating in my head. It's the journey, not the destination. So do the best you can in the moment and just hope for the best of it.
All right, and myself, I probably walk up to myself, give him a couple slaps in the face, a couple punches in the chest. But I got a couple of things I really wanted to tell myself, put myself out there and go and experience more things, because I did that as I got older. But being here younger, I kind of came in with a group of friends already, so I wasn't really too interested in meeting too many other people. While I did, I didn't really put myself out there and really, it was people that I met later on that was like, dang, if I had met you earlier, we would have been cool. We could have created something great. And just to add on to that, I was saying, don't be stubborn. I started to realize that life will give you signs, and life will kind of tell you where you need to be, and you got to be aware of those signs, and you can't don't ignore them. So I've been in situations where something didn't feel right necessarily, and I just ignored that, and I kept doing what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. One big thing, I think you should follow your heart and follow my passion. I didn't necessarily figure out what that was until later in life, but I always knew it. I just had to really, zone in on myself and be like, accept what my passion was. And I think that's the gist of it. Also, focus less, just for the guys out there, or for me personally, I focus less on females. Like, females are cool to interact with and stuff like that, but females not gonna get you no grades. So
I also want
That
to.
goes both ways.
Yeah.
Both ways.
And I was just about to say, these 4 years, like college, you're, like I said, you're growing as an individual. You're learning who you are, and it's great to be in a relationship. I'm not saying don't do that, but it's also, you have to learn how to grow as an individual before you learn to grow with somebody else. And these next 4 years, you're going to learn so much about yourself you didn't know, and just make sure you focus on yourself. Make sure you focus on your education. You're here for a reason, and just make the best of it.
Yeah, well, I feel like that was a great question to like end the show with. Thank everybody for coming out. Thank our sponsors, MEU Radio, Elite, Georgia Days, B.E.S.T, and the UGA 21 members that we have here. Thank you guys all. Thank you all.
Thank you to the Alphas.
Yes, thank you to the Alphas.
And for everybody, Elite does have applications out right now. So if you're interested in applying to Elite, go ahead and send your application in, and they'll be reviewed.
And most importantly, we're recording right now on the Ox, for the Ox, So the purpose of the Ox was to give a platform to the freshmen, because upperclassmen never had any hip hop station for us. I remember, specifically for me, coming from Atlanta, we got crazy music, and I'm coming here and I can barely pick up B103, and Hot 107.9 is a whole new station now. Like, it's not even the same frequency, and so that's important, just to do it for the culture. That's what we're here for, to make everybody feel like you can still be in a different area code, but you still can hear the tunes and sounds of home and whatnot.
I remember, being in Russell, the radio was always on when you're in the community bathroom, so it would be the same 4 songs playing over and over and over again. It was
when that Adele song dropped.
It was Adele, Justin
played it all the
Bieber.
time.
It was Work and Hotline Bling.
Oh, they love
this on repeat over and over, and I was like, I really was like, dang, I'm gonna start this radio. I'm gonna start a radio because we need some music up in here. This is music, but I need some good stuff.
A variety.
For sure.
Musically over here at the Ox, we want it to sound sonically and stylistically different. So we don't want it to be what you hear on the radio every day. Although we will play songs like that, but we don't want that to be all of our content. So we're encouraging independent artists, artists who are themselves, and artists that are in our local community at all. So like, you might not know, but there are a lot of artists that are at UGA that are students that make music. And there's a scene for that. There's a local scene outside of the University of Georgia, and those people make music too. So we want to really support the community and give guys like you a chance to come on here and, speak their opinions and express their interests and things like that.
Some of these artists are actually on my website. Check out Sturkert, KP of the Academy. Shout out to the Academy. Jay Spice, Jave just dropped his album, Eat Your Greens. It is bumping. Check it out for sure. I'll post a link right now, actually.
Yeah, y'all go check out her Twitter page. Definitely catch that. And Music Monday.
So on Monday, we're actually going to be playing a lot of artists from the showcase that we mentioned earlier, Hand Me the Mic. So you'll be hearing things from Mad Ace, Caulfield, PDSY, YOD, Squale, Sturkert. And even more than that, it's just going to be like a big jam session almost. So you just tune in and get your vibes in. And
it's a free show.
Free show. And over here at the Ox, we promote independent thinkers and doers. We want to hear from you guys, the people. So hit us up through social media about any music you want to hear, topics you want discussed, events you want people to know about. And if you're interested in being part of the show and you personally have something you want to say or music you want heard, send us an email at TheOXradio@gmail.com. Ultimately, we want this radio station to change the music scene in Athens by unifying the people and diversifying the music. We're looking forward to being in contact with the community.
Well, there you have it. You have your girl Benita here. Follow me on Snapchat. I am_Toddy.
This is Joncavelli. Check out joncavelli.com, JANKIBELLI.com for the latest news on local art, visionaries, and whatever's happening in the area. Also, follow me on Twitter at Lil Joncavelli. That's at LILJANKIBELLI. For all the updates. Hit me up, slide through my DMs, let me know what's up, what's good. If you got music you want me to listen to, I will definitely do that.
And then why don't you guys go ahead and give people your social media too, if you would like, so you're not forced.
Most definitely add me on Snapchat, man. Tall Clean 17.
I like that.
And you can add me on Twitter. I just made my Twitter now, so you ain't gotta join me when you add me, bro. But my Twitter is Smooth T17, SMOOVET17.
All right, hit me up on Snapchat and Instagram. It's nosay_OK.
Okay, I like that.
You guys can follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, Amira215, AMIRAH215.
You can follow me on Instagram at Joshua.Patton_. You can follow me on Twitter at Joshua_Patton_.
Okay,
JP.
And you can follow me on Twitter at it's at JWBOUTTE. And once again, this is J Dog, representing from the Georgia Bulldogs, and we're keeping it live and locked with the Ox, giving you quality artistry, not just mainstream property. May your day and your ox be fruitful.